Prime Inquiry, 3 of 2/2020 refers. Approximately 570 kilograms of suspected Mandax and Mandax powder was seized during this operation. Paragraph 3.
Sorry, Warrant Officer, let me ask you a question that I should have asked earlier before I forget. Before this situation where you are told there are allegations against you and you get removed, had you had prior cases of disciplinary action against you and complaints? Not?
No.
Okay, thank you.
You may continue.
3. Later the same day, I, along with other DPCI and Metro Police members, proceeded to Isipingo SAPS, wherein the exhibits were to be entered. The exhibit clerk, Warrant Officer Perimal, came through after a while. He initially did not want to store the exhibits. He eventually agreed to accommodate us by storing the exhibits in the armory in the charge office. Captain Bevan and Constable Ronnie assisted me to move the firearms around to accommodate these exhibits. Can I continue?
Yes.
He made it clear that these exhibits were to be booked out the following day. He indicated that they did not have members to guard these exhibits. I booked these exhibits into SAP 13 register via Isipingo SAP 13 163 of 2020. On the following day, the date as I mentioned is incorrect. It's 0206. Someone from our office called me to inform me that Isipingo SAP called, indicating that the exhibits were making the members sick. I am unsure as to who called me. I proceeded to Isipingo SAP with a team. I noticed the charge office members were outside the building. I did then book out the exhibits for analysis with Warrant Officer Perimal countersigning the SAP 13 register to acknowledge the same. I proceeded to FSL Amanzimtoti, where I was turned away by Colonel Kuzwaya and Warrant Officer Sabir, as they could not accommodate these exhibits. I knew that Isipingo SAP would not take these exhibits back. I am unsure how it transpired, but I do recall that Durban Central SAP had agreed to assist with storage of these exhibits. Page 2. We stored these drugs at a vault at Durban Central SAP. Sorry, I did ask if we could disclose the location before we gave the evidence. I made numerous inquiries with the FSL Amanzimtoti and a few calls to Colonel Shole of FSL Pretoria regarding these and other bulk exhibits that required analysis or disposal. I am aware that Lieutenant Colonel Jacob and my Provincial Commander, Brigitte Mabandla, were also liaising on a regular basis to facilitate the receiving and processing of exhibits by FSL. This was not forthcoming. On 2021-11-12, the FSL Pretoria was able to dispose these exhibits, which were conveyed to them for destruction. This is all I wish to state at this stage.
Can I please ask to take you back to paragraph 5? What was it with the exhibits that allegedly made members sick?
Commissioner, it's methaqualone. So the active ingredient of Mandax is methaqualone. But some people will tell you it's the anthranic acid that actually gives off the vapor that is so toxic. It's not a pleasant smell, Commissioner. I got there, even when, I don't know if Commissioner has it, I'll show you the file how we work on it, with a full suit, with gas masks and everything. But we'll get there. The members they'd come out of the charge office and set up charge office outside on the veranda, and were working outside. So the day shift had finished shift, the night shift had booked on, and it was now the morning shift that was on. And I recall meeting the station commander, because that's why I'm saying I'm unsure who gave me protocol to go and move the exhibits, but it would have not have been a junior member, it would have been someone high. The members were complaining, and then even standing outside the charge office, you could smell it. So now you're going to ask, how did they smuggle these drugs? Well, the tablets in this stage, it's a very unique phenomenon in South Africa. Everyone will hear you say Mandax, Mandax, Mandax. But we as South Africa have got a very unique method of sale of methaqualone. So the methaqualone is bound into a tablet, And the tablet is then taken and sold. You don't swallow the tablet. You actually crush the tablet and mix it with something else, and then you smoke it. It's actually a downer. It doesn't put you high. It relaxes you. It's actually used for PTSD and sleep deprivation therapy and a couple of other therapies. But it's known in America as Quaaludes, but its popularity is here. The market is here in South Africa. I cannot tell you why. It is. So the smell, to conceal it, it was in thick vacuum-packed plastic. That is why, if I may, if we're going to get to that crime scene, I can show you those photos. And you can see how we dealt with them. And then those tablets, depending on the quality of the machine and the mix of the person and the chemist putting those tablets together, they either bind or they release quickly. Hence, you get a tablet or you get dust or powder. The laboratory will call it tablet pieces or powder. So the problem being is the South African Police's exhibit bags are designed in such a way that they mustn't contain certain things, or they must be not tamper-proof. They actually have holes in them, but it's not something that the public must say, oh, you've got holes in them. It's micro-perforations, so the bag can breathe. But that means those fumes are coming off. And the more of a concentrated substance you put in a confined space, that fume increases. Now, in the charge office, there's a small vent coming out of the armory, as per design spec. So all the fumes from the Mandax tablets are going straight into the charge office. I'm fully aware that some members did book off sick. And if the Commissioner allows me to go through my evidence, the people working with me on the scene when we recovered that, I had my partner rushed to hospital, to Mshangarock's Heart Hospital, and I had a member from Customs collapse on the scene. All had to be treated by ambulance on scene at CHC. So the smell is what we're talking about here. So that's what makes you sick. It makes you nauseous. It can give you heart palpitations. Everyone reacts differently to a substance. It's not medicine. Medicine's regulated. We know what the reactions are. Drugs is a different story. Doesn't come, take one now, you feel good in 2 minutes. It could be, take one now, pass out, wake up in 2 days, and you'll feel shanana, if I can say that to the Commission. So the people that were closest to it, or the people that were most vulnerable to it, were affected. Hence, they did get sick. And it is true, you do get sick.
Oh, thank you, thank you. In our ignorance, but of course it was a different substance, suspected cocaine, probably cocaine. In our ignorance, we said the cocaine was wrapped in plastic bags, placed in canvas bags, and so on and so on. And we then said, because of that packaging, there is no way that someone could smell it. But as I say, different substance, but probably we would have said the same thing even about Mandax, maybe, just purely because of the wrapping, the plastic, this and. But from what you are saying now, it seems that's simply not the case with Mandax.
Commissioner, I can say I have got a nice experience with cocaine and methaqualone and Mandax. Clan labs with respect to methaqualone as well. When dealing with cocaine, through training and experience, we know it's cocaine. But we don't say that. We say it's suspected cocaine. Am I going to taste it? Definitely not. That is, you don't do that. Do you sniff it to see if it is cocaine? No. We even teach you how to obtain the fume. There is an identifiable aroma to it. The drug dealers are mostly all laughing now, but anyway, the drug users will be the same. We can tell you the street ways of telling you if it's good coke or not. But let's go to the parcel. That parcel is wrapped at source and labeled at source. It's wrapped and labeled to prevent detection by narcotics machines, dogs, and humans. Sometimes I profess to be a cocaine dog myself. I find it before the dogs. So if you cannot find it by your nose, you must find it by sight. If I can say that to the Commission. Mandax is large. Cocaine is also large in bricks. They will both give off an aroma once exposed to the atmosphere. But going back to the brick, that brick is transported by road and sea. If it gets dumped into the water, it must float or be able to be recovered. It's worth a lot of money. Therefore, it's waterproof. I've dismantled many, many, many cocaine bricks. It is layer upon layer upon layer of cling wrap, latex housing, condoms, and then again more, and then tape, and then again more, to stop the fume coming out of the box, if I can say that.
And do you succeed, or do they succeed in?
They succeed.
The smell coming out.
There's no smell.
All right, thank you.
There's no smell.
Thank you, Warrant Officer.
Going back to that paragraph 5 in your statement, does this kind of incident not perhaps suggest that the storage facilities that are available may not be suitable for this kind of drugs? And so while we are speaking here about a specific case, I'm asking more of a general question, such as, does the SAPS have suitable storage facilities for a drug such as methylcolone, I think that's what you call it, that would avoid the effect in paragraph 5?
Commissioner, if I answer this question honestly, I'll get fired today. I will say no. The correct place where to store it would be something like Pretoria Forensic Science Laboratory. I'm not going to mention the other locations. I know the name of Pretoria has been mentioned. I myself have been deep into the big vault. I've been there. I've seen it. It's chaos. It's chaos. The problem is working in that chaos is exactly the question that the Commissioner is asking now is, do the people that work there be exposed to hazards? The answer is yes. The correct and only safe procedure to work inside there would be full PPE. Because if there is crystal methamphetamine, it would affect me differently. If there's methaqualone, it would affect me differently. But the danger point is, what if it was fentanyl? And we didn't know it. And we're waiting to analyze it or destroy it. And we touch it. And we die. So, in all honesty, I believe the whole world will tell you this as well. The storage of exhibits is a problem. It's very expensive to handle them, to store them, and to dispose of them. But I'm sure our competent members from the police management, they are doing their utmost to get us the best place to store exhibits like that. But exhibits like this are hazardous.
Thank you.
Let me use the street name, if that's what it is, Mandax. But unlike Mandax, if storage was available at Isipingo, could the 541 kg have been stored in Isipingo?
Yes.
So there wouldn't have been similar issues as with the Mandax. No question of this would make us sick and so on and so on. If there was no issue about storage space, that could have been stored at Isipingo.
Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. Now, before we go to the 2020 bus that you reference in your statement, I understand you to be saying that Colonel Jacob asked you to depose to this statement because he was submitting a statement to the Commission regarding the Port Shepstone theft.
That's correct.
Do you have any personal knowledge about the Port Shepstone theft matter?
I was a suspect. I was called in, I was polygraphed for it. I was never there. That's all I know about the Port Shepstone matter.
When you say you were a suspect, who made you a suspect?
Our general?
General Sonona.
Correct.
Can you just take us step by step as to how you got involved, how you were approached about the polygraph?
I was on leave. I came back to work. It was all over social media that the stuff had been stolen. Got back to the office. Our senior managers came into the office one day, said what they needed to say, and then we were told that we are all suspects. Obviously, I did not agree with that. And then we were sent for polygraphs.
Who is we? We. You say we. Who is we?
Commissioner, I recall all of the SONEP members. I recall some of the task team members. I know Port Shepstone went. I cannot recall besides that.
How high did this go? We know, for example, that General Sonona himself was not subjected to the polygraph test. Was Brigadier Nyuswa?
I have no knowledge of that.
All right, thank you.
Can you just clarify something? In November of that year, you were based in the Port Shepstone office.
No, Commissioner.
So you were not even based in that office.
Never been there, Commissioner, until I was working at SEM.
So why does it matter whether you're on leave or not? Because when you said, but I was on leave, I thought it meant you worked in that office, but when the theft happened, you were on leave.
Possibly for clarity, Commissioner, what I mean is when the incident happened, I was on leave. I didn't understand how I became a suspect in the matter.
But you never worked in that office, at least during that period, up to November?
At Port Shepstone?
Yeah.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
But did this not concern people who would have had knowledge about the storage of the drugs there? Did you not have that knowledge? That
No.
They had been taken?
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner. No, I had no knowledge of that, Commissioner. I did not even know it was there, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Warrant Officer, I want to refer you to CJC 237. It will be the first document in the second exhibit file.
Commissioner?
CJC 237, the first document in the second exhibit file. Just let me know when you have it.
I have it.
In the second exhibit file. First document, page 424.
Yes, I have it.
So this is the polygraph examination report related to the polygraph examinations that were taken. And on page 426, there's a list of what the members that were polygraphed. And and a member that was not polygraphed, and the reason given. So page 4, 2, 6, 7, and 8. Do you have that?
6, 7. Correct, Commissioner?
Okay. So if we go to the first page, you will see at number 8, page 426, number 8, your name is there. Do you see that?
Yes, Commissioner.
And the result next to it, the DI, would indicate, DI indicates detection, there was deception indicated. So in the polygraph exam, there was deception indicated. Where it says NDI, no deception indicated. And then on the next page, you will see that there's no test refused, no test refused. We'll go to what the various symbols mean. But I just want to ask you, were you informed of the outcome of the polygraph test? When did you first find out that your polygraph result for this polygraph was deception indicated? Now, today?
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay. Now, before we deal with that, can I ask you, do you recall what questions were asked during the examination?
Yes, Commissioner. I've got an idea. Not all of them, but there were some, yes.
Can you tell us some of them that you can remember?
Was I involved in the theft of the exhibits from Port Shepstone? Did I have information or I knew where the drugs were? There were all questions related to the housebreaking or the theft or whatever happened at Port Shepstone.
Were there any other questions not related to the incident itself?
They were like, they do, I don't know how you call it, they do like an interview and they base questions in between it as well, to do with your life, to do with your day-to-day stuff. Did you take paper? Did you steal paper? Those kind of questions.
When you say, did you steal paper, what do you mean, from the officers?
Did you use state resources that wasn't done correctly? Yes.
Okay, if you go to page 431, at paragraph 8.
431.
Yes, paragraph 8. See, it says the following relevant questions were asked during the examination. Did you steal any of that exhibits? Did you steal any of that exhibits from that safe? Were you part of any plan to steal any of that exhibits? Do you recall that those questions were asked?
That's correct, Commissioner.
In addition to other questions?
Correct, Commissioner.
Okay. Now, I want to just take you back to the list on from page 426. You say that members of SANAP were tested.
Correct.
With reference to one from number 1, can you identify who the SANAP members are?
Number 1. Number 4. Number 5. Sorry. I believe number 5, I think it's number 6, not number 5. I'm not sure of their initials, SV. Myself, number 8. Number 21. (24), 26, 29, 30, 31.
And the next page, 4 to 8.
Is there more? (34), 37, I can't recall if Colonel Governor was still part of us or part of the tracing team at that stage, but 30, 38. Did you not do 39 twice? 31 and 39 are the same. 40.
31 and 39 are the same.
To me, it's the same. Colonel Moodley, 40. But there's names missing here.
You say there are names missing. Do you mean you know that those people took the test but their names are not here?
No. they
Or
were
you
part of the
just
team.
remembered? Okay, so just part of the team that weren't tested.
Correct.
Okay. And just for the benefit of the commissioners, the INC result on page 427 would be inconclusive, where it says INC is inconclusive. So if we then go, there is, so this report, we can just go to the first page again. On page 424. This polygraph examination, it was then finalized, and on page, and then it was, we don't know when it was submitted, but there is another report that is also relating to the polygraph, which I want to refer to. It's an unsigned report, and you can find that at CJC 238. And just let me know when you're there.
469.
Yes. It's a feedback polygraph testing. And you will see on the last page, page 474, it makes provision for 2 signatures, but like I say, these reports are not, this one is not signed. Now on this report, on page 470, you can see the same 3 questions at paragraph 4 are listed. Did you steal any of that exhibits? Did you steal any of that exhibits from that safe? Were you part of any plan to steal any of that exhibits? And then at 5.1, it sets out that the following members tested non-deceptive to the polygraph, and it lists the members. And then under the next, on page 471 at 5.2, where it says the following members tested deceptive, DI, to some of the polygraph test questions. Do you see the list of names there?
I do.
Do you see that, and it follows on the next page?
I
Do you
do.
see that your name does not appear there,
I see
as
that.
it did in the first report?
Commissioner, yes?
Again, you weren't informed of the results of the
No,
polygraph.
Commissioner.
Okay. And
Am I
any,
allowed to, sorry, am I allowed to see this, Commissioner?
yes. Then if you go to page 473 at 5.5, you see it says no opinion, NO, was recorded for the following members due to examiner error, and your name is the second name there. So on this one it says that there was examiner error, so there was no opinion submitted in respect of your polygraph. You weren't informed of that either.
No.
Okay. So as of this date, you still don't know what the results of your polygraph.
I have it now. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay. Do you know if any of the other members were informed of what the outcome of their polygraph tests were?
I do not.
Okay.
Sorry, Ms. Sigers, can you please make me understand this one and the earlier one we went through, where there was a result recorded, and that result was what? DI, is
Deception indicated,
yes,
yes.
yes. Can you explain how the two stand together?
Chair, all that we know at this stage is that the one is signed by FSL. We don't know whether it had been submitted to the DPCI, and we know the other one is seems to be a feedback report, which should be based on the first report, but it is unsigned, and it seems that it was intended to be signed by the national head at the time, General Labia, either accepting it or approving it. We don't know at this stage, and we're still investigating the differences in the reporting.
The differences and the source, for example, of
The source.
first one. Yeah.
Correct, Chair.
So it's possible that there could be a signed one somewhere.
It is possible.
Yes.